Welcome back to Drafted, your show for the D&D drafts and conversations you love. I'm Graham, and this is my co-host, Tate.
Ciao.
This week's episode is our second Aura draft. We figured we'd come around to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is ranking final bosses based on Aura.
Yes, so this includes such final bosses as the Princes of Elemental Evil, Zariel, the Tarask, the Demogorgon, Tiamat, Orcus, Vecna, Lord Soth, Acererak, and Strahd von Zarovich.
This is true.
Yeah, it is. You're right. We decided to put the Princes of Elemental Evil all in one category. Because they're all kind of the same.
Yeah, they don't have huge differences. It's not my favorite campaign book either, but it's not bad.
That's true. I remember that campaign very well.
Yes. We were only there for part of it, but quite interesting.
I had like 5 characters, dude. It was so sad.
We were playing for like, what was it, once a week? We were probably there for like 3 months. Actually, more than that before Shadow left.
Yeah. Oh, Shadow still works there, by the way.
He does, yeah. Anyway.
He works at Redacted.
We've probably said the name before. Anyway.
Probably. That's fine.
Regardless.
Yes.
Shall we roll?
Yes, we shall. My friend. I don't like what the dice told me I rolled. Can I re-roll it?
No. What did they tell you?
That's how this game works, right?
No. What did they tell you?
The dice told me that I'm 3 years old.
Wow. That's rough. I'm about to get a 2 right here.
That's true. Because you're 2 years old.
13. Once again, it lingered on the 1.
You're 10 years older
for
than
way
me.
too long.
Yes.
These dice are teasing me, but they're still giving me decent rolls. Beating Tate at least. Anyway.
Yeah. You and I are going to have a talk later.
Sure.
I'm talking to the diagram. Anyway. What shall you be drafting?
I shall be drafting Strahd von Zarovich in my number 1.
Veto.
Veto?
Yeah. That's how this show works.
Your veto's been vetoed, my friend.
Oh, but I veto your veto of my veto.
Vetoception. Yes. Anyway, Strahd von Zarovich. He is a vampire, probably one of the most famous vampires in fiction, I would argue. You have what? Dracula, Alucard.
Yeah. Oh, so I have a really funny thought process on what Grimchild's name is from Hollow Knight.
Yes.
So I think Grim is based off of Alucard. Or Dracula rather. Dracula's son is named Alucard. Alucard is the reverse of Dracula. So that means the Grimchild must be Mirg, which is Mmirg, which is the reverse of Grim's name.
Yes.
It's in no way correct, but it's funny.
Alucard shows up in a bunch of places. He's, I believe it's Hellsing Ultimate, or just Hellsing, depending on which version, which is a very famous anime with Alucard as one of the main characters.
Okay.
Anyway, have not watched or read it, but I would like to. Strahd von Zarovich. He is a vampire. He lives in, I believe it's the Castle Strahd.
Yes. Or Castle Zarovich, I believe.
Castle Zarovich. One of the two.
Barovia.
He actually has some pretty cool lore, but
we're not here for lore.
We were last time, and we didn't include him, which was a shame. But
for canon D&D. Oh, I guess you're right.
I think Strahd is the type of character that is perfect for having aura. He is humanoid, and he doesn't look like remarkably different, but he's like very confident in himself and very powerful.
Yes.
And I think a lot of his abilities are cool as well. Lots of vampire stuff is cool, but he can summon a lot of creatures. The area around his lair is very, very cool. Misty. You have mist everywhere, and
I'm sure you don't know the Barovia lore.
Yes. Also, everything that could mirror something doesn't mirror your face if you're around him, which I think is pretty sick.
Yes.
Considering vampires cannot see themselves in the mirror.
That's not particularly stated in D&D, actually.
Well, yes, but it is a classic vampire trope.
That's true.
There are lots of classic vampire tropes.
I have a really funny idea for a reverse vampire. Oh my lordy lord, bro. I have a really good idea for a reverse vampire.
Yes.
A reverse grampire. They can only see themselves in a mirror. They can't look down and see themselves. They can enter your house, but they have to ask permission to leave. And they're harmed by moonlight. And if they're not wet and if they're dry, they take damage.
That would be so hard to play, but it'd be really funny.
They're also they have incredibly dark skin, bright white hair, and are really ugly. And also poor.
So instead of them being vulnerable to silver, is it gold?
No. What's the opposite of... The opposite of silver is like butter or something. I don't know.
It's gotta be gold.
I disagree. They're both metals. And they're both...
Okay,
yeah.
But...
What?
That's true.
I think it's butter.
Butter?
Personally.
Let's see what Google AI has to say about that.
Silver.
Don't mind us searching up on Google what
Gold.
the opposite of silver
Wow.
is. Called it.
I disagree.
Well, Google disagrees with you.
Lead, maybe?
Could be lead.
I think
That's
butter,
true.
though. I think butter's better.
Sure.
Or uranium.
Or uranium, yeah. Anyway, Strahd von Zarovich. He's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're going to take either of my next two, so I should be fine. Because I know what you're going to take.
I'm going to take the No, I'm joking.
Wow.
I'm going to be
Bold.
taking Lord Soth.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
He does not have lore, but he looks super sick. Death Knights in D&D are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Lord Soth is specifically the guy, I believe, whose helmet appears on the alt cover of Dragonlance.
Yes. His helmet looks like a thimble. For those acquainted with
Thimbles.
sewing terms.
Not really. I think his armor looks super sick, and just being a Death Knight in general is awesome.
That's true.
And also, I believe you're thinking of just the generic Death Knight armor.
That's true.
Lord Soth's armor is much better, I would say.
That is probably true.
Yeah. That's about it, though. I don't know any of his lore, but we're not here for that.
Nice.
Yes.
I will be taking Vecna.
You like Vecna too much.
I do like Vecna.
You're a simp for Vecna. No,
I have
never
not
mind.
liked I haven't known like anything about Vecna until we started this podcast.
Yeah.
What was the last Vecna? I took Vecna number 1 in canon D&D characters.
You took Sword of Cass.
I took Sword of Cass in the second round for artifact weapons.
Yeah.
It's gone too far.
It's gone too far. Yeah, we're killing Vecna, guys.
Can never go too far with Vecna.
Yeah, both of us, we're launching a Kickstarter.
Yes.
If you give us, we are raising money for 250 authentic Spanish doubloons, so we can buy the rod that we need to cast Plane Shift. And our Plane Shift to the Forgotten Realms, and we're gonna lock in, and we're gonna train with Karlach and do a really funny anime training montage. And then we're not going to be prepared because we're regular humans, and we're just going to get slimed by Vecna.
Yes.
Anyway.
Gold doubloons is kind of a wild...
Well, it's gold pieces.
Well,
it's not $250.
Portuguese gold doubloons.
I said the Spanish gold
I know,
doubloons,
but
actually.
Portuguese sounds more impressive. Sorry, Spain.
That's countryist.
It's countryist.
Yes.
Nice. Vecna is very sick. I'm gonna paint a picture for you, Tate.
Oh, okay.
And our listeners.
Where your
and future Graham editing this.
Where are your paints?
Where are my paints?
I don't see a canvas.
They're in my mind, Tate. My mind.
That's not how you make paintings. You just talk with words.
Picture the plain of ash.
No.
Just an empty, barren wasteland of black ash.
Oh, so like the inside of my brain.
Yes.
I see.
Exactly. Picture, in the Plane of Ash,
Yes.
a black tower standing tall in the middle of it. The only thing on the horizon that you recognize as not dunes of ash.
Wait a second. Is this just the other twin tower I mean the other of the two towers from Lord of the Rings Two Towers. Jeez, that was not...
All right.
Are you talking about the other twin tower?
Yes.
Jeez, dude.
So, in that tower is a singular, solid black throne.
Okay.
On which a decrepit husk of a man sits in a confident, regal pose, missing his eye and hand.
Is this an analogy for the current state of the United States government?
How did you guess, Tate?
Let's go!
In his remaining hand is the Book of Vile Darkness.
Oh, so an iPad?
Yes.
Okay.
And we'll say... I already said his hand's cut off, so he can't be here. We'll say the Sword of Cass is mounted on the wall behind him.
Oh.
It's pretty cool, right?
Not really.
Yeah.
It's just
I disagree.
Well, yeah, but if you think about it, that's just like low quality. It's a low quality version of White Palace.
Yeah, but White Palace has too many buzzsaws.
I disagree.
What about Black Palace, Tate? Is White Palace better than Black Palace, Tate?
Oh no, you got me at that one.
That's what I thought. All
yeah,
right.
but then you've caught me in a bind because I can't say that either is better than the other.
True, it's racist either way. Anyway, what's your pick, Tate?
A Sararak.
This is you thought.
This is who I what?
Let me fix that jumble of
This
vowels.
is who I thought you would pick first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to me, I have no idea how Sararak has aura, but continue.
Alright. Okay. First of all, there's a flaw in your logic.
Okay.
Sararak is a decrepit old corpse.
Yes.
Vecna is also a decrepit old corpse.
Uh-huh.
So how is Vecna more aura?
Because Vecna's significantly stronger. Also a god created an artifact weapon, technically two if you count the Sword of Cass.
Okay. But
So
it's based on aura, not power.
well, yeah, but power has a lot to do with aura.
I disagree.
Do you think Satoru Gojo would have any fraction of the amount of aura that he has if he was like a random bum?
No. Yes.
I disagree.
No, bro. Gojo is such an imposing presence.
He has such a goofy presence. Have you seen the way he walks?
Yes, bro.
I do think...
I think it depends on whether or not his eye mask is off.
That's true. I think Gojo's cool because there are little details where there will be a flashback where he's walking with Geto, and it'll be raining, so Geto will have an umbrella and Gojo won't because the rain can't touch him.
That's cool.
And it's very sick.
I will say, I think Geto is awesome.
I agree. Geto is my second favorite character in that series.
That's true. Surely your first is, what's her name? Noboru or whatever.
Nobara?
Nobara,
No.
yeah.
Screw Nobara.
Yeah, screw Nobara.
My favorite character is Yuta. But
oh, you're right. You're so right, dude.
enough about Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh yeah. Welcome
Back to Dungeons and Dragons.
Welcome to not another Jujutsu Kaisen podcast.
Yep.
No. I think Sarak's awesome because he definitely has a reason for the confidence that he has to have aura.
True.
He was born a Cambion, which is the lowest of the low in Devils, and ascended to the most powerful to arguably the most famous lich in D&D history.
I would say it's Vecna, but
Vecna's not really a lich, though.
yeah, he isn't anymore, but he was at some point.
That's true.
Anyway.
Acererak has quite the imposing figure. He's got, like, this massive horned helmet.
Yes.
And, yeah. I don't know. He's on the DM's guide.
True. He is. He's pretty cool.
Oh, I learned something so funny right now. So, they reused Acererak's art for his magic card from the DMG.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yeah. He's also pretty good.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
My turn?
Yes.
I will be taking Zariel.
I disagree.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I guess we'll find out who you would take.
Zariel's just like a bald angel.
So, in the official art for Zariel that came out a couple years ago...
And Descent into Avernus.
Yes. Well, it's not in Descent into Avernus.
Yeah, it is.
It came out... Not that art. It came out for BG3, but not... She's not specifically in BG3, as far as I know. So they just kind of redesigned her, and she looks awesome. So, she has... She has black wings that kind of like fade into red. She is bald.
Mm-hmm.
Her eyes are glowing and she has like black marks coming down from them.
I wouldn't say that. I feel like she just looks like...
Are you looking at the picture?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, her left hand is a flail. Or a morning star, I guess.
It's a flail.
It's a flail.
It is a chain.
And she also has a halo, kind of
fire.
A flipped halo of golden fire.
It's red.
What?
I'm looking at the cover of Descent into Avernus right now.
No, not that one. It's a different one. Anyway, I think Zariel has...
She just looks like...
Cool.
She kind of looks like a clown.
Sort of. But, like, does Pennywise have aura?
No.
No. Really?
What? I beg your finest pardon.
I wouldn't say as much aura as Zariel, but Zariel is just very sick, and I think
okay,
has a good bit of aura.
Okay, this is not going to be a good one because this is just preference.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah. This might be a one where we just be like, this doesn't count for, like, we're not going to say who wins for this just because it's so subjective.
That's true. Yeah, it has a lot to do with who you think is cooler.
That's true. Like, our initial art... oh my god, dude. Our initial species aura draft, I think, was fine because we have similar tastes in that.
That's true.
But I think you definitely prefer, like... I prefer undead more than I think you do.
Yes, but you haven't taken Orcus. Because it's not purely based on...
Orcus is not undead. Orcus is just kind of a fat guy.
That's true.
And, I'm sorry to any of the fat guys that are listening, but you do not have aura, dude.
I'm trying to think. There's got to be some overweight character in fiction who has aura.
Oh, wait.
Is Thanos overweight?
No. Thanos is jacked.
What about Thor in Avengers Endgame?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, he gets really drunk and also fat. It's kind of funny.
I don't think he has aura. In that case.
Okay.
Anyway. I'm going to be picking... Tiamat, I guess? I don't know.
Interesting.
All of the good ones are gone.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of... Aura is interesting.
Yeah.
Because there isn't really a strict definition for it.
That's true. It's also kind of a brain rot term.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's as much.
Yeah. Our science teacher has so whenever any brain rot is said in her classroom, she makes the student who utters this brain rot clean the room.
Yeah, it's very funny.
But she has a tally of it's like kind of like number of days since last nuclear incident. But it's number of days since someone has had to clean because of brain rot.
Yep.
And every single class except for 2 has been under 3 days.
Yeah.
Since last brain rot.
True. I don't think she would count aura as brain rot, though.
That's probably...
I think it's more just slang than straight brain rot.
Yeah.
Brain rot's just like AI-generated stuff.
At this point, yeah.
It's a shame.
Mm-hmm. Sorry if we're offending any of you guys who really like AI art. I'm not going to say your opinion is wrong because you're like... You should have your opinion, but I disagree with your opinion.
This is why 2 sticks of RAM cost $400.
This is... Okay, so all things aside, there is a town next to a, like, ChatGPT plant.
Yeah.
That is in, like, a water crisis because of the amount of water that it uses.
I believe it. AI last year took more water than, like, the global consumption of water.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's very bad. Anyway, enough about how much AI sucks.
Yeah.
We can kind of switch this more to just coolness, but even then it's still just preference.
Yeah, it's definitely preference. I think I'm going to make the executive decision that this one we are not going to like be like, oh, like go down the list and debate.
I think that's very fair. I agree.
Just because I think this is going to be so hard because like I definitely prefer the occult and like undead and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I mean, most of these guys are undead. A good bit of them. I took Strahd.
Strahd is undead, Soth is undead, Acererak is undead, Zariel is technically undead.
Vecna is technically undead.
Vecna is technically undead. The Princes of Elemental Evil are elementals. I don't consider Orcus a,
He controls them. I don't think he is one.
That's true. Tiamat is not. The Demogorgon is not. And the Tarrasque is not.
A Shadow Dragon of Tiamat would be so sick.
Yeah. Shadow Dragons are not good, though.
They're not, but they're very cool.
Alright, I'm taking Tiamat.
Nice.
Because I think the image, you used this before.
I did.
Of Tiamat ascending from Avernus.
Yeah. If Tiamat were to get out, just like strolling out of a huge portal into the Forgotten Realms from Avernus.
That's true. I also think dragons in this game kind of look dumb. Like, hot take, they all kind of look dumb.
I would say, other than the gem dragons, I agree with that. I think the gem dragons are an exception.
I think black dragons are also that.
You could argue blue, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think at least gem dragons.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Just like a 500 dragon is pretty sick.
True.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Orcus.
Alright.
I think Orcus is very cool simply because he can just like straight up summon an army.
Do you think Orcus is cool?
Yes.
No, you're picking Orcus because he's the best one left.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that. I'd pick the Demogorgon over him for coolness.
Yeah.
But the Demogorgon's too argumentative.
That's true. It also kind of looks like a monkey.
True.
There's also a dwarf planet called Orcus.
Wow. That's pretty sick.
Yep. Oh, he's also in Magic.
Everything's in Magic.
Every Wizards of the Coast franchise is in Magic.
Yeah. Anyway, Orcus is very cool. He's a pretty fat guy, but he can fly. He has the Wand of Orcus, which, as previously stated in episode 2
of this season.
Yes. Episode 2 of this season. God, we should have thought ahead. If we could have done 9th level spells for this season, that would have been so good to fit with the theme.
Yeah, it's honestly fun, though.
But it doesn't matter. We have enough ideas, trust me.
Yeah, definitely.
We have at least one more that we know we're doing, and we can easily find more.
That's true.
Anyway, Orcus is very cool. He can summon a good, 35 skeletons from the ground. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Your pick.
Who's left?
The Tarrasque,
Demogorgon, I guess, dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yep, I don't know. Demogorgon's kind of the only one good left, because it's either that, the Tarrasque, or the Princes of Elemental Evil.
Yeah.
And those all suck.
That's true.
And this is the thing where, this is all based on personal preference. I'm not trying to, be like, if you like the Demogorgon, your opinion's wrong.
Yeah.
like, just personally, I think it looks dumb, and it's annoying that, like, people say Demogorgon, and then they think of Stranger Things, which is also peak.
Same with Vecna.
But it's very different.
Yes, I think... Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Tate.
What?
Actually, you know what? I'll do this once we get to this person.
Okay.
But I will be taking the Tarrasque at number 5
Okay.
over the Prince of Elemental Evil, mostly because I know more about it.
Yeah.
I think the image of it just, like, rising out of the ground is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I do have a question for you.
What?
Does the Tarrasque solo Jurassic Park?
Easily.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. There's a good number of dinosaurs in Jurassic Park.
Yes. Let's see how much AC the Tarrasque has. Tarrasque stat block. Alright. 25 AC, 697 HP.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's look at the, let's see Tyrannosaurus Rex. 5e stat block. Let's see. Let's just look at this. Why is there a rare Tyrannosaurus Rex?
That'd be weird.
Let me just freaking have the stat block, bro. Okay. Let's see. 13 AC. We'll do about 33 damage. Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
The Tarrasque is a god in some settings.
Yeah. That's true. I think the real problem would be the pterodactyls.
I disagree. The pterodactyls don't have ranged weapons.
True.
And the Tarrasque is absolutely enormous.
So if the Tarrasque's goal is just to straight up wipe out Jurassic Park,
easy.
There is the one in the water.
That's true.
So,
however, Tarrasque would win.
I do agree with you.
Yeah.
I think... Have you seen Jurassic World?
Yeah, I think so.
I think Jurassic Park is better, but I enjoy Jurassic World more. It has Chris Pratt in it.
The Super Chris Pratt Galaxy movie?
Yes.
Oh, I did watch that this weekend. It's honestly fun.
Yeah,
I've heard so many good references.
I've heard that it's like a fun visual thing, and it's a good fan movie where it's like a fun movie to watch. It's not like...
It's in no way a good movie, but it's fun.
Yeah, that's the point, I think.
Yeah. Alright, I'm picking the Princes of Elemental Evil.
Nice.
It's also the only one left, but I also think they're kind of cool.
They're pretty sick.
Ogre Moth's fine.
Yeah.
It's also the only one left, so I don't have a choice.
True.
I would say you probably win, but we're not doing this as a thing. Next season, we should maybe consider doing it actually like a challenge.
As in what?
Like, I win or you win. You know?
For the season?
Yes.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty fun. Do we have anything else to yap about?
Next week.
Oh, yeah, next week is fun.
Hopefully, I am very excited for this one. This one's going to be awesome.
We're doing every legendary wondrous item ranked
by usefulness
IRL.
In real life.
So that means if it's like a wand of fireballs or something,
it's not that useful.
Tier, because it's also just a gun.
Yeah.
But not useful.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's it. I'm excited for next week.
Yeah.
Unless Graham has anything else.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
While we're on mic.
Yes.
What should we do for next season? We don't have to choose one today, but we can brainstorm one. We have, after this one, 4 episodes left?
Or
until the end of the season?
Like that.
Halfway through already?
Ooh, that's crazy.
We could just do common. We could do cantrips, and we could do common magic items. We already did that, didn't we?
We did common magic items.
Okay.
We were going to, but there were too many.
Did we not? Oh, that's true. We did decide not to do it.
I don't know. I don't think we should do another rarity.
Yeah, not yet, at least.
We'll talk about this off mic.
Yes.
Yep. Bye.